So as a streamer as well as a content creator, one of the things that I realized is that your webcam or camera quality can make a huge difference in how professional your content looks. And so because of this, if you're someone that's been looking to upgrade your webcam to something a little bit more professional, our good friends over at Insta360 has sent us over the link to as well as the link to see for us to test out in today's video so that we can see if these webcams are a good fit for live streaming. And so before we get started, a huge thank you to Insta360 for sending out both of these webcams. And just like every other review on this channel, this video is not sponsored and all opinions are of my own. And so going straight to the unboxing, the link to as well as the link to see does come with a few essentials. First, you are provided with the webcams as well as a magnetic mount that the webcams are able to attach to magnetically, which makes it extremely easy for you to set up on top of your monitors. Not only that, but at the bottom of the mount, you are also provided with a 1/4-20 thread that would allow you to be able to screw the mount on top of something like a tripod in case you want to be able to move the webcam on the side of your monitor, or if you want to be able to tilt the webcam vertically so that way you can shoot vertical content. Now back inside of the box, you are also provided with a USB Type-C to C cable, as well as a USB Type-C to A adapter that you can use in case you don't have a USB-C port available on your laptop or your PC. And so setting up the webcams is pretty straightforward. The only thing you have to do is just plug the USB Type-C connection cable into the webcam and then plug the opposite end into your laptop or PC, and you want to download the Link Controller application. Once that's installed, you then want to go ahead and update the firmware so that way you can get the best possible performance out of your webcam. And so now moving on to the design as well as the build quality of the webcams, the Link 2 does feature a motorized gimbal which utilizes AI tracking that will allow for the webcam to physically pan and tilt following your every movement. While the Link 2C takes a more simpler approach utilizing AI framing just to ensure that you or anyone else that's in frame always stays in focus. Now touching a little bit on the image quality, the first thing that you notice when you plug in these webcams is their level of detail. Even inside of OBS Studio, my skin tones look natural, the image looks sharp without being overly processed, the colors have a nice balance without looking overly saturated, and the dynamic range is pretty solid as well. Now, of course, you have the option to customize the quality of these webcams if you feel as if you need to adjust some settings around, like your exposure, your contrast, and your saturation. Now, both of these webcams do feature a 1/2-inch sensor with a f1.8 lens aperture, while also having the ability to shoot in up to 4K 30 FPS. And this is perfect for live streaming because with that 1/2-inch sensor, your camera quality is going to look super clear. So no matter if you have your webcam full screen, or if you have it shrunken down in a corner of your screen, you're still going to be able to retain that visual clarity, making you look cleaner and of course, more professional. Now, one of the things that I really do like about these webcams is the low light performance. So for all of my late night gamers who like to play in the dark or maybe in low light, you'll still be able to get a pretty decent quality out of these webcams. Now, touching a little bit more about what I mentioned earlier when it comes to the features of these webcams, the Link 2 does utilize that motorized gimbal with the power of AI tracking to follow your movements. And there's two ways on how you're able to activate it. You can either utilize just a control by holding up your hand, and when the AI tracking is turned on, you will see the webcam flash to indicate that it's now following your movements. And the second option is by touching on the dot that is on the base of the webcam. And in case if you want to turn it off, well, you're just going to do the same thing by holding up your hand or by touching that button again, and it will automatically turn off. Now, when it comes to the tracking features, inside the app, you also have the option for single tracking if you're by yourself, or group tracking if there are more than one person in the frame, and you can even set a composition if you want the webcam to track your head, your upper body, or your full body, just depending on your preferences. Now, on top of the AI tracking, the Link 2 does have a special feature known as Pause Track Area. And what this will do is snap and lock onto the designated area that you set inside of the application whenever you walk into that space. And then when you walk out of that area, the webcam will automatically start to track you as normal. Now, since the Link 2C does not utilize the motorized tracking system, but instead relies on digital framing, you are going to be a little limited as to what it can track. Just know that it will have to zoom in a little bit in order for it to do so. And speaking of zooming, you do have the option to utilize gesture control to be able to zoom in and out of the webcam by creating a forward or backward L and lifting your hand up to zoom in and lifting it down to zoom out. And the last gesture control feature is by creating a peace sign, and it will automatically switch you to whiteboard mode. Now, speaking of things automatic, the autofocus feature is pretty much instantaneous. However, since the webcam is primarily focused on your face, you will have to put whatever you're trying to focus on in front of you in order for the webcam to focus on it. Now, if you want the ability to control all this away from your PC, then there is an option for you to connect your phone to the Link Controller app by scanning the designated QR code. And if your phone and PC are on the same Wi-Fi network, then it should work just fine. Now, if you want some privacy, you are able to tilt the webcam down manually for it to shut off. Or if you close down the applications that the webcam is using, it will automatically shut off within 10 seconds as long as you are not within the frame. However, the Link 2C has a little switch on the side that you can manually toggle to cover the front of the screen. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of the audio features that you get with this webcam. Now, right now, you are currently listening to my voice straight out of the box without any type of AI noise cancellation or suppression. And so with this webcam, there are 3 type of modes that you get. The first is going to be music balance. The second is going to be voice focus. And the third is going to be voice suppression. Now, what music balance does is that it disables all AI noise reduction, bringing back the original sound quality of your background. So if you have fans going on or music, you should be able to hear that through the webcam. And so to test that, I currently got my air purifier as well as my fan on full volume. And if I were to go ahead and play a little bit of music on my phone, you should be able to hear that. Now, let me know in the comments down below if you can hear that as well as hearing me, because this mode is also supposed to bring out your voice, making it sound clear. And so let's go ahead and go into the other audio settings, and let's go ahead and go over to voice focus. Now, if I were to select this, you should be able to hear a difference in the way on how the audio sounds. Now, what voice focus does is that it suppresses the background noise, bringing out your own voice so that way you can be heard more clear and nothing else should be able to be heard. So to test this, I'm going to go ahead and once again play some music on my phone and let me know if you're able to hear a difference. And so what we're going to do is now go back into the audio settings, and I'm now going to go ahead and go to voice suppression. Now, you should also be able to hear a difference in the way on how my voice sounds again. And essentially what voice suppression does is that it's supposed to bring out your voice while also reducing the voice of other people as well as the background noise. So this is perfect if you're like working in a coffee shop or if you're like out and about and you need to be able to reduce the voices of other people so that way you can still be heard. So let me know in the comments if you hear a difference between the 3 modes and which one sounds better. Now, one of the things that I like about the Link series webcams is the option for desk view mode. So the Link 2 with just a push of a button in the app will tilt the webcam downward, allowing you to show what's on your desk. Now, it is at an angle and the image is slightly distorted, but the quality that you get from the Link 2 balances that out. However, if you want to be able to do this with the Link 2C, you will have to manually tilt the webcam downward and have it slightly hang off of your monitor. Now, it does look a little weird hanging off like this, but it does work. And if you want to be able to get the same POV as the Link 2, you are going to have to flip the camera vertically inside the app as you see on my screen right here. Now, as far as the price goes, when it comes to these webcams, the Link 2 is $199 USD, while the Link 2C is $150 USD. However, with the upcoming Prime Day sales, that being June 23rd through July 4th, you are able to get the Link 2 at $150 USD, while the Link 2C is going to be $100 USD if you utilize my affiliate link, which I make sure I have a link to down in the description below of today's video. Also, Insta360 did provide us with one more surprise. So for the first 10 people that decides to utilize my affiliate link will receive a free complimentary 2-in-1 tripod that you can use with your webcam. And so if you do like what you see within this video, make sure you click on the link that's in the description of today's video so that way you can take advantage of this exclusive offer. All right, and so with all that being said, which one of these webcams should you buy? Well, if you're a streamer, if you're a remote worker, a gamer, if you're someone that's just going to be sitting at your desk majority of the time, but you need a good quality webcam, the Link 2C is definitely going to be the best way to go. Not only are you getting stunning visual quality, but you're also getting strong low light performance and great AI features just without the gimbal. However, if you're a content creator, if you do unboxing videos, if you're a podcaster or anything of the sort and you need the gimbal, the Link 2 is definitely a solid option to go with. Not only does the AI tracking work relatively well, but this also creates opportunities that you're simply not going to get with a fixed webcam. However, I want to know your thoughts down in the comments below. And so once again, thank you so much Insta360 for sending out both of these webcams. And if you made it to the end, make sure you give this a big fat thumbs up. Make sure you guys go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And in case you guys want more reviews just like this, make sure you click on this playlist right here. And I'll catch you guys in the comments down below, as well as in the next video.